Greetings, chat. Welcome. It's Friday. We all know what that means around these parts. It's chat Gauntlet day. That means I'm going to, instead of drafting against randos on the arena system, we're going to take our friends to mtgadraft.herokuapp.com and draft together. We're going to have 8 humans, including me, drafting together on a third-party website. We're going to export the results to our accounts on Arena, and then use the friend challenge system on Arena to play out the event our style, which on Fridays is best of 1. I like best of 3 a lot, but for Chat Gauntlet, we like a best of 1 because for a couple reasons. First and foremost, it allows everybody who took the time to participate in the draft against me to have a chance to play on stream without it being a 12-hour stream. And also, it creates a nice best of 7. So we know each week either me or Chat is going to come out with 4+ wins. So somebody gets to win the week, whether it's me or Chat. There's some extra stuff on the line as well. If Chat can 5 or 6 win me, we get to go to the prize store and buy some bling for celebration of the commanding victory. And if the dreaded 07 happens to me, if I 07 this draft, well, Chat gets to decide how my next haircut goes. So that's pretty intense, but I'm ready. I believe in Chat. I believe in my abilities to prevent that from happening, but I believe that in the event that magic is magic and I drop 7 in a row against you all on a Friday someday, well, we'll learn what kind of people my viewers really are, I guess. I would say I would look forward to that, but actually I don't. I don't look forward to that at all and would just like to avoid it completely. So we're going to draft Guilds of Ravnica today. One of the benefits of drafting offline on Heroku app is on mtgadraft.herokuapp.com is that we are not beholden to whatever offerings are up on Arena at the moment. We can go back in time and try out any format that Arena supports and see how it feels. We haven't done a lot of drafting of GRN in Guilds of Ravnica with humans. When Guilds of Ravnica was the going concern on Arena, we were in full-on 100% bot draft at that point. So thought it'd be fun to go back and try these old sets without the bots, just doing all humans and see how that goes. And I'm excited about reaching back in time and trying out some Guilds of Ravnica. You know I love the Dimir, but I'm not going to force it. Anybody who's watching now, who's in my pod, who's like, I know Ryan's going to take Dimir, and I'm just going to either cut him or draft brilliantly knowing he's going to, well, I don't know. We'll see. Obviously, if I open a Dimir bomb, I'm going to take it. But I am ready. I'm even ready to play Selesnya today if that's what the table says I have to do. Because against humans, you don't get to just sit around forcing what you want and force the bots to do something else. All 8 of us have to pick up these cards and do something with them. And I'm hoping to win some drafts. If you're hoping to win some kitchen table action or your next physical magic event sometime down the road when we're allowed to do that again, if you're into Constructed, you can get all your singles for that from my sponsor, cardkingdom.com. They have also Zendikar Rising preview stuff going. You can pre-order now. So go check them out via my affiliate link in the panels down below, in the show notes, in the YouTube videos, and in the chat right now. And if you visit via my affiliate link, all of your activity there for the next chunk of time goes towards my stream and supporting it. So if you want to support what we do around here and keep me on the air, keep me drafting, keep me risking my hair every Friday, please help me out and keep Card Kingdom in mind when you need something for your tabletop game, and keep my affiliate link in mind before you do your shopping. Thank you, Card Kingdom. Appreciate it. Let's go ahead and hop over here. Left monitor time. Got my, I had turned chat off. I had made chat invisible to better support, I think it was Monster Train or some other thing I was doing, and then forgot to turn it back on. But we are back on with chat now, so hopefully everybody can see that. And for those of you, again, who've not been here, we are at mtgadraft.herokuapp.com. I'm going to put that link in the chat just so you can find this website and check it out for your own purposes. Let's see, we've got all 8 in the queue. Hat is the king. We can do a ready check anytime. Hat, I'm ready if chat is. So as I was saying, one of my favorite archetypes just to pilot in limited Magic history is Guilds of Ravnica Dimir. And I did a lot of Dimir drafting when we were bot drafting on in the early days of Arena. But again, I'm not going to force that here. Boros, basically, conventional wisdom says the best archetypes in this format are Boros aggro, Dimir control, and Izzet stuff. And the green cards tend to be underwhelming. But at the same time, at some point, we have to play everything. You know, so these cards need to be played. We can't all not play green. Somebody's got to play green, right? And it could be us. And if it is, that's fine. I'm going to start on Conclave Tribunal, though. I do like starting with like a white or a black card, or like white, black, blue. Blue goes into the most colors that I want to be in, but at least if you're in white, black, you can try to get into Boros or Dimir. But then if you're forced into Selesnya or Golgari because of the table, you at least have some solid stuff to start with. So I do like starting on white, black, and a nice removal spell like Conclave Tribunal is a fine place to start. No, Izzet gets love from me too, Cardlinger. It's just that because it's blue, you can't start on blue and be able to backdoor into one of the undesired archetypes. But I like starting blue too because that does give you opportunity to be in Izzet or Dimir, both of which are super solid. Yeah, I don't know. I believe I said green is the stuff that green is the underappreciated or the underperforming color in the format. Izzet, Golgari, and Dimir are all top notch. Watery Grave is great for casting your stuff in Dimir, but we're not going to take that now. Would love to support the first pick Tribunal, but I want to support that with red or additional white, and I don't like either one here. Gird for Battle, maybe okay. This is pretty lousy pack, actually. This is quite a bad pack. Not even the good 2/1 red creature for 1 and a red. There's a better one. Cosmotronic Wave. I'm trying to avoid the Worm. The Worm might be kind of the best card in the pack, but I really don't want to take it here. I'd rather see if I can get somebody else. I would go Disdainful Stroke, Gird, or even the Watery Grave. Yeah, Nikolai is like, wow, and I'm with you, Nikolai. This is garbage. But yeah, we could take Gird. I think it's Gird, Watery Grave, or Cosmotronic Wave or Stroke. Those are like the only real choices here. And at least Gird matches our first pick, I suppose. But this is... Man, you'd think that taking Watery Grave would be me forcing Dimir, but come on, this pack is so garbage, it's not actually the worst thought. But I'm going to take the Gird. What a terrible pack. What's going on here? We got a Hammer Dropper that is technically in our colors, but still not exciting. We can take a Prey Upon on the head, like if nobody wants green, and again, we end up Selesnya. I really don't like Gird and Selesnya, though. Gird is indeed about aggro. Steam Vents here, offering some more fixing. But yeah, Electromancer is an interesting power level card here, but it basically means abandoning our first two picks, which we could do if it's correct. I just don't know if Electromancer itself is powerful enough to make that commitment. Heck, I'd almost rather just take a Take Heart. Again, cutting the white at least. But these packs have been weak as heck. Take Circuitous Route and potentially go base green good stuff. That's also a way to approach the green aspect of this draft, like that if you're forced into it, try to get the fixing and reach out to just the good stuff in the format. But we might have to take a green card here, like Root or Prey Upon. I don't think anything else is good enough. I'm going to take the route on spec here. That we might have to go that direction. I don't want to. Hedging. Yeah, this is like, the packs have been pretty garbage. Might of the Masses is interesting in the Selesnya go wide strategy, but not a top priority. Pack's Favor, I barely remembered, is in this set. What are we doing? Join Shields is bad. This is one of the reasons Selesnya is bad. When your uncommon is this bad in your color pair, come on. This is one of Wizards. One of the big letdowns of this set was the green gold cards. They just were so underwhelming compared to the other colors. Yeah, we can take Hunted Witness, but I don't love the one drop approach to Boros unless you're really getting the mentors on 2. If Witness is just walking around as a 1/1 that dies into a 1/1, that's not great. But if we're augmenting it, that's fine. I could take a Hammer Dropper, but I would rather have a Take Heart. I think I take a Take Heart. It's ugly. I don't like this, but I'm going to take a Take Heart over... Yeah, that's true. Witness is a decent Convoke Enabler if we ended up that way. I'm going to take Heart, though. Here's a Prey Upon. Boy, we may have to get into Selesnya here. Utopia, if that wield could be interesting. Electrostatic Field is interesting for the Izzet deck that we're nowhere near. Yeah, we could take a dual land, but if I'm taking a Selesnya Guildgate, I'm taking a Prey Upon. I mean, Prey Upon is a real card. Can't believe I'm not surprised. It's hard to navigate into exactly what you want, and these packs have just been bad. Vidalcan Mesmerist, Gird for Battle, good game. Don't think so. Sure, Mold, just be responsible, and it'll all be good. I'm going to take the Prey Upon. Ugh, look at us heading towards Selesnya. I hate this. Yeah, math does get to something I like to do if I do get forced into green. As I was saying with the circuitous route, you can be 3+ colors, and like basically if green takes advantage of both sides of its color pairs, then it can be okay. But I'm so sad because now like Devious Cover Up, that's a fine Dimir card, but I think we are like on Guildgate, or take the Skyline Scout. Skyline Scout's fine. Rubble Belt Boar is interesting, but I'd rather take the white card. We know we're white. Here's another Hammer Dropper, but Hammer Dropper has never been great. So I'm going to take the Scout. Scout is fine and in our main color to this point. Restorer has always been pretty weak in the format. This probably is where we're taking a Guildgate. Bats, not worth splashing for. This isn't a real card. I mean, I've seen people do some, get some value out of Menagerie, but it's tough. We're going to take a Gate, though. I don't think Menagerie is good. The setup is just too tough. I don't even remember this card being in the pack. What do we take? What is this? Pick. Oh, that's because it's pack 1, pick 8. We haven't wheeled yet. I was like, I somehow thought we were seeing the first pack. Never mind. I was like, what? But here you go. This does support the go wide plan. We just don't have anything else to go in with it right now, but we'll start there. Severed Strands. Okay. I'm just not in my comfort zone at all, but I'm not surprised. Nobody ever wants to be Selesnya, but I try to draft the hard way, listen to the table, and if they're going to force me to be the one picking up the green remains, I'm going to do it. I just need to make sure we're doing it. We're getting the stuff super late. You don't want to commit to a flourish early. You want to be rewarded with it pick 7 or pick 8 or whatever because nobody else has deigned to pick up the green. Another menagerie. Well, we could make a thing out of it. I don't think we're doing that. I should just take Flight of the Equinauts. It's tough to pull off, but we're trying, we could end up trying to do the Convoke thing. And like, what is our other opportunity? Take a Guildgate. Utopia also helps with the multicolor thing, but this can win us some games if we get enough go wide. I'm going to just take the big flyer. I know, right, Bolas? What is it with this chat constantly forcing me into Selesnya, jerks? More Guild Gates, which I like over a random Guardian. I'll take a second Golgari Guild Gate and know that we can potentially Obzon it up here pretty easily with 2 Guild Gates and the Circuitous Route and the Flower even to help with fixing as well. A lot of fixing here. Yeah, have I trained them, Nikolai? Could be my own fault. But here we go, Foragers, although Hammer Dropper at this stage is pretty nice. We could even take that in case we get the red hookup in Pack 2. But actually, I think we've done the work, and now we're, for better or for worse, falling into the Selesnya zone. So I'm just going to take the Foragers, and getting things like Foragers 11th is how you can make this color pair work. Dowser, a Convoke Pump spell, or this card I don't even want, even though it's a gold card in my colors. Really don't want to splash a Dowser. I think I'm going to take the Pack's Favor, just because Dowser is... Actually, I'm going to take the Dowser because we are playing in Pod, and... One of the problems with Selesnya in the format is that a lot of it, what it's doing is doing the making 4/4s, and then it gets blanked by these 4/5s. Urban Utopia, draw card, so it replaces itself, and then is nice fixing. Then there's Locket, which also fixes and replaces itself. I'm going to go with Utopia, though. It replaces itself right away and helps fix all of our colors. This is unlikely to matter. I'm going to pull that in the sideboard. Oh boy, another Join Shields. Well, we could take a Pelt Collector, and it would probably get big pretty quickly, but it's not the player in Limited that it is in Constructed. Constructed, you're trying to have this attacking as a 4/4 on 4, that kind of thing. Siege Worm might just be better for the deck. But we do have, like, Gird for Battle, and, getting on board early isn't the worst. Yeah, I don't know. Any thoughts from the peanut gallery on this one? What do you like? Do you like Pelt Collector or just going for something like the Siege Worm? Pelt Collector does help convoke out things like Siege Worm. I guess that's kind of my tiebreaker. Like, Pelt Collector into Siege Worm is a good thing. Cavalier is one of our payoff type cards. I doubt anybody else is in the deck, and I bet we could even wheel this Cavalier. but there's nothing to take that's so much better that I feel like we should take that risk. I'd like to wheel the patrol. I would take Sworn Companions. Even the Marshal we might play. But let's take Cavalier for sure. If the packs can be Selesnya kind to us, this could go okay. I knew it. You know, like when I checked my Discord and saw a message from Mama or Hat or whatever that we were going to do Guilds of Ravnica today, I'm like, I'm going to get stuck in Selesnya. I know it. I know they're going to stick me in Selesnya, those jerks. And we're going to take a Healer's Hawk here, though. This is the type of 1-drop I can get behind in the format. Glaive is interesting, but we're not really there yet or anything. Flight, if it comes back around, is fine, but this is a fine Hawk pick. 1-drop can be a mana accelerator if we do get the Convoke. Right now, we're not really convoking much except for this, but... Yeah, Undergrowth. Undergrowth was not well supported. And again, yeah, this is another signpost uncommon of greens failing in the format. How bad this card is a great sign of what's wrong with green in the format. Well, Jinx, the thing is you could quote, know how to play it, but it doesn't mean it made support there that didn't exist. You know, I mean, it's just under-supported. It really is. We could take Chamber Sentry, knowing that we have Urban Utopia and Circuitous Route. And even to an extent, the Flower and the Guild Gates. Pretty far away from getting the 5 mana to bring it back. But we're not far from making it a 3/3 for 3 that can remove stuff for damage. So I think we take it, especially with our ability to we're intending to make 3 colors, and with Utopia we could make 4. Yeah, we're passing a lot of blue, but what are you going to do at this point? I mean, be sad. So funny. Just hook me up with all the joined shields, Pax. Thanks. Or the World Soul Colossus, another great Selesnya. It's such a letdown. Yeah, we can just take another Scout or a Prey Upon. Prey Upon's here. Kind of like a lot of calls for Scout, but Prey Upon is removal. Don't you want removal? I kind of want removal. You think we need creatures more? And I don't think we're playing that, though. I mean, not yet, but we have Foragers, we have Flight of Equinox, we have Cavalier. You know, could play the Dowser. We have Prey Upon targets, yes. All right, I'll go with creatures. You sure you want Scout? I mean, this is not great, but it can be pretty big. I mean, if we wheel the Colossus, I'll be happy. But we can take a Scout here. Here's a Worm. I like picking up this Worm. Guildgate would be nice, but Worm is too important here. Another thing that really hurts Selesnya is the high density of Death Touch in the format. A lot of black Death Touch creatures, so hooray, we convoked out our Worm, and Oppo has a 1-mana Death Toucher that's going to kill it. Oh well. Colossus could wheel. I was calling that. We might wheel the Colossus. I don't think anybody else... Well, gosh, if somebody else is heavy Selesnya, come on. At least let us be the only Selesnya drafter. Although it's not necessarily the case. Like, this is a situation where this format largely has 5 options at all. We can take Generous Stray. We're light on 3s. In fact, we have none. And it provides Convoke. It provides something... It draws a card. It's in our 3s. We can take a Severed Strand to get some removal. I think I want Generous Stray over Fresh-Faced Recruit here. Or District Guard. Got a couple of 2-drop and Witness. Ones and twos here are interesting, but we have no threes, and Generous Stray is a decent one for this deck, so I'm going to take it. Sworn Companions, or a Utopia number 2, or a Gird for Battle number 2. Unfortunately, we can't wheel any of this because it's pick 8, so we don't get like Utopia back. Really wouldn't mind the Utopia with the Sentry. Getting multiple Utopias means we could actually get to the point where we bring this back out. Doesn't feel like a second Gird is where we want to be. I either want to get extra fixing to support the Sentry, or Companions to support the Convoke. And I'm actually going to take the Utopia because it sets us up to, again, splash black really healthily, and the Chamber Sentry thing is real. So is the Companions, but I think we're going to wheel a Companions, and we have another pack to go on that. Another opportunity at a Guild Gate, but probably just want a 10th District Guard here. Keep the small creatures coming to convoke out the bigger stuff. Yeah, Guild Gate, it's for free, but we want creatures, right? I mean, I don't know. Do we want to... I don't even know what we're splashing with this yet, so I am going to... I'm going to take the creature. I'm going to make sure we have our density of 2s. Okay, we got both. I didn't expect the Patrol back. We got the Companions back, and I'm trying to figure out now whether we want the Patrol or the Companions. Interesting. Thoughts? Probably Companions. Cheaper, makes more creatures. But it's good. Maybe I should just take the Patrol. Find Companions later. I did not expect this to wheel, so maybe I should take that. Yeah. I reserved Companions because I expected it to be the best card left for us, but Patrol's too good. Let's take it. Ceratok. Glaive is not incredible, but if we pick up some more Guild Gates that we want to run, Generous Stray doesn't mind wearing a Glaive, I'll say that. And there's not much else going on here. I don't think I want to play Collar main, and Ceratok is imminently replaceable. So let's take the Glaive. Bats. Do we need bats, or do we just want to lock it? I'm going to go lock it because it could help us power out the high end of our deck if we don't convoke, ideally. Can still get that Joint Shields. We're going to take a Bartizan Bats. I don't expect to play it, but we might. Cover Up still being here makes me sad. Sorry, Demir. Maybe some other time. I don't know, Nikolai. Given that we've passed 12, I think they'll all see Join Shields coming. Hunted Witness, last pick, is a fine little pickup. Camaraderie, a payoff rare in our colors. Gain X life, draw X cards, where X is the number of creatures you control. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. So let's take that and maybe try and wheel this Generous Stray or the Guild Gate and find ourselves some token making. Yeah, a little payoff. Pack 3 payoff. Make that work. Another Chamber Sentry. Another Sworn Companions, but I think we can wheel the Sworn Companions. The question is, do we want any of these other things more? We can get a Recluse, Blade Instructor, but I think another Chamber Sentry is good. This just makes me want to pick up more Guild Gates, potentially play the Glaive. If we get any more Urban Utopias, I'm going to grab them. Potentially Lockets that are half color. Yeah, Blade Instructor pumping stuff is nice, but it tends to be tough to make happen. Here we can actually take this. I know it's got double black, but we've done the work here. This is us kind of getting paid for the work we've been setting up. Lurcher's also okay. But Izoni with 2 Guild Gates and 2 Utopias and a circuitous route is absolutely playable here. Robert, thank you, my friend, for the resub. So a bit of a stretch to quote splash black, but we have the tools. Don't think we're going to splash the bats though. We'll have to make sure we have the creature count. You know, maybe Izoni won't be worth playing by the end, but certainly with the pick there, and then we'll see if it's worth running. Ticking down. Hatchery Spider, probably want that too. Oh yeah, there's not even, I mean, what would we even take? A Ceratok? No. Marshall? No. Hatchery Spider though, it's not even that bomby, actually. Again, the Undergrowth just not super supported. We're gonna take it because there's nothing else here, but I'm less excited now that I really read it through. It's just like, it's a 5/7 for 7. And it has reach, but if you're not doing the Undergrowth thing, you're not getting a lot of value out of it. These sentries are interesting, though. This is going to be an interesting deck. Double Sentry, double Utopia. Another Cavalier, which will take over another Siege Worm and another Healer's Hawk. Would love this Healer's Hawk or the Siege Worm, really. But Cavalier is really a reward for the deck, and we're not even that thick at 4, even. Another Flower Flourish, which we could add, but we have a Generous Stray, a Wood Shaper. These two are appealing to me. What do you think? 3 cards calling out to me. I'm not sure which one I want. Kind of feel like we're low at 3s. Makes me want the Stray again. But yeah, I think it's Stray or Flower. Planning to wheel something out of 10 cards is generally not a good idea. You just don't know what's going to be left. I think I'm going to go with the Stray. Partly because we actually have another Flower type effect in Camaraderie. I want to make sure we hit those creatures, right? Boy, another Watcher we have to pass. Maybe I don't pass this. Maybe I just take this. Darn it. That's frustrating. Hired Poisoner is what I'm talking about in terms of facing a lot of Death Touch that can make our big creatures seem silly. Portcullis Vine is reasonable. I don't know if we're going to splash black for like the Izoni. Definitely running the Guild Gates for the Chamber Sentries, though. And might do it for a Strands. Portcullis Vine, you could make an argument to play it. It convokes. You know, it's a mana dork if you're convoking and then replaces itself. Does do some blocking against aggro. But Poisoner... I don't think I want to cut Poisoner more than play it. I also kind of like this Severed Strands. I think I'm going to take the Severed Strands to have some one piece of hard removal. Yeah, hate draft the Poisoner, but I think we could actually play the Strands. I hear you, Mole. Foragers here is okay, though. I guess we have Chamber Sentry. That's removal. Funny deck. I think I can save my hair with this deck, but I'm not confident about my ability to win the week with this deck. Take a Guildgate here for sure. Could make an argument for the Locket, I suppose. And we're going to have trouble with flyers. We could take a Crushing Canopy, but I think just take solidifying our fixing. I don't think we're going to play the Glaive, though. And at this point, I'm thinking we maybe are not trying this splash. Focus on Cavaliers. We got a high-end Hatchery Spider. Again, not like our stuff is dying left and right to make Hatchery Spider excellent, but I think we're still playing a 5/7 reach for 7 that has the upside of extra spells. Interesting spot for us. There's a lot here. Vigor Spore Worm. We have a lot of going on at 6, though. I think we just want to add to our 3s here with Sworn Companions and add to our ability to power out Convoke stuff and to make our Camaraderie and Flower better. So Sworn Companions get in. All right, another Utopia. We're going to grab that here, and I'm going to play all 3, and we're really going to try and make Chamber Sentries dominating. I can't pass up a 3rd Utopia when we have 2 Chamber Sentries. This is like a... Somebody come up with a deck name now, because it's going to be about Chamber Sentries and Urban Utopias. And being disappointed about the deck we're in. I guess we'll take a Ceratok, but I'm putting it in the board. Yeah, maybe with 3 Utopias, Zoni can come back. A lot of cards here, though. And then even Woodshaper comes back. Boy, I'm going to take the Woodshaper and really work hard on figuring out this deck, because we have a ton of cuts to make. So, given that, probably cut 1 Foragers, a Guard, probably cutting the Gird here. It's not how, although, I mean, decent with the Chamber Sentries. I just think this is an aggro card, and we're a little bit mid-rangey for Gird, I think. Hunted Witness I don't like in the ones, but I do like a Hawk and a Collector. 1 Take Heart could be okay, but also, again, we need cuts, and I'm reticent to cut creatures, because we need a lot of creatures to make our various... See, I think we cut the black. We just need cuts, and I mean, I might play the Severed Strand still, because we're going to make some tokens and whatnot. We can sack a Sentry or whatever if we're going to be able to get it back. I think this deck has some play against going long, but could get run over. Woodshaper might have to go. It tends to replace itself. It's the fact that this card isn't great is also like, Selesnya just missed, even where it seems like it shouldn't have. This seems like it should have been fine. 4 cards, use a creature or an enchantment. Like, it's a 2-for-1, right? It's a 2-for-1, and yet. Yeah, we can cut the locket. I think you're right. Let's cut the locket. Good call. 26, 25, 24. We could make this even a 16 lander with the triple Utopia and the flower. So this is going to be a 16 lander. We draw 3 cards that cycle on 2 and something that finds, I mean, you can call flower a 17th land as it is. So definitely 16 land, which means 2 more cuts here. Maybe we do just cut the hatchery spider as not being impactful enough. I mean, it seems wrong, but we can also cut the circuitous route, although it does find us. We are kind of doing some rampy. I guess we cut the wood shaper. It's just so sad that that card's not good enough. And then I guess we could just cut the severed strands and not even have that. I do like the idea of just one. Well, the only thing we'd be, quote, keeping is like Izoni, and I don't. And it Izoni also has an activated black ability. I don't know. And right, well, Securitas does help us. We're still going to run guild gates to support the chamber sentries. Like, I want to run. Where is it? I want to run the Golgari guild gate, and then we get more shots at having all 5 colors. I know, if I can cast it, we can activate it. It's just you often want to activate it a bunch. And I know, yeah, we could activate it twice if we can cast Izoni. I just don't know if it's gonna be good enough for us. Maybe so. What do you want to play instead? Like, we want to try Izoni over the hatchery spider? Could try that. And it's cheaper, 6 over 7. All right, let's try that then. And I am going to keep the circuitous route in then for the Izoni. I'm going to keep the strands in, which means I need 1 more tough cut. Is it a Foragers? Maybe Foragers is just doing a middle-of-the-road thing when we already have our 4/4s and we're trying to ramp to our bigger stuff. I think cut Foragers. And then, how does that do for creatures? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Just 15 creatures. Well, we have Swarm Companions. We have, I kind of want to, like, ideally, we're making the tokens to sack to this, but that's not guaranteed. The tokens are coming from just Sworn Companions and Izoni, So I guess we could cut the strands and look to put back in even something boring like that Foragers or the Spider or even the Wood Shaper. Maybe the Wood Shaper comes back in. Is Wood Shaper or Foragers or Spider better? I think we put in one of those creatures back. I think we run 1 prey. I think we can run a Prey Upon and be happy with that, especially for cutting the severed strands. Well, you try this. You can. I'm not calling the Cavalier 3 bodies. All right, let's export. Hop to it over here. Right on. We'll get there pretty quick, I think. See if anybody's redeemed blingy stuff today. Anybody want to choose lands or anything? Anybody come up with a good name? What are we calling this? We calling it Ideal Security. Because we have Chamber Sentries in Utopia. Pool lands from Dominaria. Is Dominaria not... Do I not have... What? I may not have seen him, Tron. Can I do Artist? Why didn't that work? Is Dominaria... I mean, like, I can go set jump, and I get, like, jumpstart lands. Surely... do I have the set code wrong for Dominaria? I tried Dom, it didn't work. All right, well, I'll do it the old-fashioned way and browse. Here's Mark Pool, so should be easy to find. Mark Pool number 2. And do we need we don't have anything that searches up basic lands only. So I think we can just run the gates and no swamps. And then let's cut planes. We're still in the middle of that one, Wootsy, but we're like 4-1 now, I think, in that event. Dom is Dar. Dominaria, I guess. I didn't think that was its official... Flight of the Conclaves is pretty good. Your names are fine, but whatever, so's mine. I'm gonna move on. Let's get going. Is this right for land? 7, 8, 9, 10 green, 6, 7. Actually, I'm wrong on land. I forgot that the Golgari Guildgates produced blue. We actually want to do this. 6, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8. So we get 9 green, 8 white this way. All right, did I accidentally move anything into the sideboard, into my card pool that I didn't mean to? I don't think so. I think we've only added to the deck, right? All right, let's give it a try. I don't know how this is going to work, but we're gonna see how it goes. See, here's the deck that Tron named last week that led to the musical theme this week, and I'm gonna figure out who my first rounder is. Dr. Schnuffy, coming for the doctor. That's really weird, Timber. Why would they have it not be the same as it is on the actual physical card? All right. I'm going to give you a par opportunity here. How do you think I'm going to do this week? Oh, that's a keep. I like that there's not a 0. None of you can vote for me losing my hair. We don't have a 2 right now, but the Generous Stray on 3 and halfway to the black needed for the Izoni is nice. Of course, Izoni's not doing anything right now with nothing in the undergrowth. Turn 3 Chamber Sentry. Could play this on 2 if we wanted. I'd rather get a 3/3 out of it, though, I think. Or even potentially a 4/4. Although we're not doing literally anything else. Maybe I should. Because we have a Generous Stray next turn. And Sworn Companion. Like, we have stuff to do. And it's not going to get that much bigger. And it can still... I mean, into open mana, I mean, like... The beauty is that in the late game, we actually get this back. I'm gonna play it. I think it's fancy play to... I gotta be very careful, though. Let's make sure we pay this correctly. I don't know. I think it would have figured it out, but I didn't want to give it a chance to work us over. And if Snuffy has the removal for it, tip the cap and play your 3-drop. Devious Cover-Up at common. The 2-mana counter 4+ CMC at common, and the uncommon Surveil count. Surveil... oh yeah, the uncommon Surveil one. See, I'm going to do that again someday. There's some flash, you know, we could get hit by the 3/2 flash in Dimir Hybrid, but it still trades. I don't mind this. If Sonic Assault is being used defensively, we don't mind that at all. Gonna go with the Stray, though. I guess we could play the Companions in case we found something to Convoke. And we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I suppose on the chance that there's like a worm on top, I'm going to Companion so that we can turn for a worm if it comes up. No worm. We could go ahead and Tribunal that. But I'm a little more... we could actually go Generous Stray and Tribunal it still with the soldiers if we wanted. I'm going to start there, I think. I could also leave up the Prey Upon, but we're not going to Prey Upon anything this turn, so nah. Okay, so in this case, I say... Boy, this is not a super intimidating creature. I kind of want to save the Tribunal, but I also want to get my aggro on in this spot with the big 4/5 coming. I think I'm going to go ahead and Tribunal here and attack for 2. I don't love this use of the Tribunal, but it's somewhat in anticipation of the rest of our hand being pretty good. Math doesn't like it. It's not about the 2 damage as much as it's about keeping the board clear for the future damage, too. But maybe that wasn't worth it. Maybe I'm just using my premium removal too quickly. That That's good, though. Yeah, like I say, I think, you know, eventually we get that back if we find enough of these right here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is not 8, so we can't even play this yet, unfortunately. This is the, you know, this is the thing. It's awfully expensive. We're going to Utopia one of our forests, though, to maximize our different colors. I mean, almost certainly you're running tribunals for creature removal. Sometimes you don't, I suppose, but pretty rare. Nice to draw a creature there, because now we do have Equinox Convoke ability, even if we don't find a land off the top. If we do, we can cast this and prey upon the Dragonauts if we want. That seems reasonable. Yeah, stroke would suck, but gotta put him to that test too, I guess. Yeah, they could have 2 instants. That seems unlikely. Again, gonna put him to that very test. Let's see. Would still be a trade, right? So at least it's for a trade. And we don't mind trading too much with a Zoni here. And Camaraderie is great here. Is it instant? Yeah, it's sorcery. Okay, so we're going to sorcery Camaraderie at least. Oh yeah, it's the dog. Right, I know, Media. That's why I normally have it off, but supposedly since I like these people, we can do it this way. Solid looking hand, 2. Schnuffy's on the defensive. Gonna have to maybe pick off something with the current. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. We can play this tapped and still have 6. We can play this and have 7. With Convoke, we could actually cast Siege Worm and Cavalier this turn. And that looks to be pretty hard to beat the turn after. I'm gonna go, let's see. Let's start with the Siege Worm convoking. Could also just make a 4/4 Chamber Sentry. I think that might be better than a 4/4 Cavalier. I'm gonna do that. I'll take the 4/4 that can ping something over the 4/4 that dies into 2 things. Don't you make me be Selesnya, chat. I will F you up. Is it to any target, so we can go 4 to the face just off of that. Might have to go 4 to the Watcher, though. We can also make Izoni now. Got the mana to do that. Can we go Izoni Siege Worm? I think we can. Let's start there. I'm gonna do that. Let's start with Izoni. Oh, really? Yeah, we can maybe even get more out of her if we let some other things die. That's fair. That's fair. Right now we have 2. We can do some other stuff. And, yeah, I'm trying to decide, because we can attack with a Sentry, we could also... Yeah, we should just attack with Sentry, I like that. Attack with Sentry, and then see what Oppo does. Cavalier plus Worm seems pretty hot, too, yeah. I think that's better than Izoni, because we can wait until Izoni's even better at a later stage. Now then, we're gonna go Cavalier. I'll start with Cavalier, and then we should be able to convoke the Worm. And I like those convoke options. And we'll Guild Gate again. Gravitic Punch is a card that can finish for Izzet, but we're seeing the bad side of Gravitic Punch here. It can finish off games, but if it's not finishing off games, it's having a hard time being impactful, usually. We can go Circuitous Route, but it's not going to find... Maybe I need to throw in one... Even like a mountain or an island, just to get 5... colors for Circuitous Route more easily? Not sure. But, yeah, we get a Smash here and then a Izoni, so that seems good. Sonic Assault, tapping that down, and then if we attack with... Definitely attacking here, and then probably just take it, and then the trouble with attacking with the tokens is that they don't add value for Izoni, and they... But is Oppo going to let them go because they need to take out the Scout and the Stray is a little bit better? No, they'll probably let this... They'll probably Scout, Stray, and then take those 2. So yeah, I'm gonna attack with everything. No, I'm even going to send the tokens. I'm going to put Doctor to the test. If Doctor wants to block the tokens, I think that's fine as well. Because Doctor doesn't know if we're doing this because we have tricks or what, or we're just trying to get extra damage. The Secret Surprise that we're going to drop Izoni. I don't know how Secret Surprise is. Also, I let everybody who drafts against me is welcome to come and watch me deck build. So I never expect that my opponents don't know what I'm up to in the deck. And just making sure that there's no reason to, like, secure... We can't root and Izoni, so let's just do this. And I'm going to play lands. Hopefully No Way Out. We don't know what this card is, but nothing here. This combination of stuff isn't good enough. Yeah, even Cosmic Wave isn't enough, which would be pretty rough on us. We lose everything. All right, Selesnya may not be the best in the format, but good enough for my hair.
I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
All of my bottom screen info is wrong. Let me fix that. Good game, King. Thanks for playing. Appreciate that. Next up on my list, my hit list, Chimero Gaming. Yeah, we just need a chance to go long, right? Gandamore. If we get rolled, we could lose pretty easily, but here we go. I like it. I'm going to keep this. I don't know what we're going to draw to, but we're drawing to something. We're going to open on Plains, Hawk, Forest, Utopia on Forest, and then drop our gates after that. Oh, maybe we could even go Scout here. I was going to go Utopia, because what else, right? But actually Scout is a fine alternative, too. Locksmith. So yes, we're going to go Utopia on the Forest. And gate. Definitely attacking here. We actually don't mind stuff dying in this deck, although we also want to Convoke. So I think we wait for now, valuing Convoke over eventual Undergrowth. Classy. Chimero using land from the set, or at least from the block. No, from the set. Could work. Interesting. They have shown no white. And I kind of like conclaving the locket. Is that nuts? I mean, we see nothing but mountains. If we color screw Chimero, we might just win easily on that plan. We're also close to 5 color. So we could go Guildgate and then Utopia on like the plains. Yeah, that's interesting. I think I'm going to take away their mana source. Not only is it potentially 2 colors, I assume they're on Boros here, but if we can stick them on lands, that seems good to me. Here, I like, let's see, both of these draw a card. Let's Generous Stray. No, actually, I'm going to go Urban Utopia. No, I want Generous Stray, because if we can find another basic, that's where I want this Utopia. So I'm going to start with Stray. Stray into Stray. So now do we offer this trade? I'm going to still say no. We got an Equinox we're trying to convoke out, so we'll continue to be patient. We can make a 1/1 sentry. Let's see. Maybe that's necessary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we make a sentry, we do get the Equinox next turn no matter what. And, well, no, assuming our creatures all survive. And we're very close to being able to get back sentry anyway with Utopia. Because we have white, black, green, red, and then this is blue on whatever next land we get. So I'm going to play the sentry on 1. Crazy. But now that I think it through, I like it. We're very close to being able to get this back, and it ensures that we can make a 4/5 flyer next turn. Unless they have removal, of course. All right. I'm just going for the flight here. We don't have any vigilance, so we need it all. Might even sentry down this locksmith. Well, that's a big card against us, obviously. It's going to wipe out most of what we got, although it's not the end of the world if we do find... we found our forest, so we're going to be able to get sentry back. And let's Utopia the forest. And then sentry is X, remove X counters. So I want the 1 from this for the sentry to pick off the locksmith, and then I would play the stray, but no sense playing the Skyline Scout. It's just going to die to the giant. So I'm going to sentry the locksmith, and maybe even just fly. No, we can't do that. Can't do both. We can't chump first because this attacks and then it dies. This triggers on attacks and happens before blocks. Might even stay to threaten to block with our Equinox, but I think we just try and leverage our race advantage here. Oh, okay, cost 2, good. I was thinking it was 3 somehow. I don't know, I should read cards. It's been a while. Don't need to send the stray, although... yeah, it'll just get chumped, so no need to send it. So yeah, they're gonna kill our one toughness, but we are on a 2-turn clock here if they don't gain life. And to that end, I'm gonna chump here with a stray. We're more likely to want that for undergrowth shenanigans than anything else. Tapping creatures could be good for them, but we're about... ooh, can we just win? No, not quite. But we get to attack in and then replay a sentry. Guild Mage is potentially problematic, but we have the sentry for it. So we're going to get in now. Then we... oh, it's quite a chore, though, to get the sentry going, huh? We got to pay... it's like 10 mana before we actually get a 5/5 that's shooting stuff. So we can still do that at the end of turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, though. Yeah, I think we stray and look for maybe a prey upon or something. Because ask and ye shall receive, right? Must be nice to be me. I should attack first, though. All right, they have one draw to answer our 4/5 flyer, or we win. I'm not going to search for it with Flower when we have Flourish that could make use. I'm also not going to play although we could play the Skyline Scout to encourage an attack, but it's got Vigilance anyway, so it doesn't matter. We're going to pass with this. Cross fingers and hope that just having four power in the air is going to be good enough here. Continue to chump. As much for the undergrowth combos as damage prevention. Well, that is a good draw. Are we now at... We're still not dead. We force the chump here, and then we bring Sentry back and play it for whatever that can then chump one of the 5s and still let us win. So that's the plan. Oh, come on! Wow, Chimero, you are having perfecto cards for Chimero Gaming. I think we lose now. Flourish is not an instant. But could have done it pre, although we're planning on Sentry. It's our only play, though. Let's see if it does this right. I didn't do it right. We were going to lose anyway, so I thought I would test. It's fine. That was a system test. We were done for. I did that on purpose. Not even a punt. It was a test.
He's dead, Jim.
That makes me a bad guy? Sure. I'll take your good strategy equals bad guy nonsense. All right, I'm going to take it out on Zach then. What did Zach end up in? I guess we'll find out. And we locked him out. We kept those big creatures off the table for an extra turn and set ourselves up to be able to have Oppo miss completely and be stuck. We could keep this on the strength of Sworn Companions, finding a stray, but having only planes here does not make me happy. I think I'm going to... Yeah, see? Chimero thinks it was a good play. You just found your way out of it just in time. I'm going to mulligan this. I like this better. Thank you, Fool Auto. Appreciate that. What are we pitching here? I want my Utopia. I want my Generous Stray. I think actually maybe we pitch a Plains. It's a little bit greedy, but we do have the Utopia for the draw and the Stray for the draw. I'm going to do it. I'm doing it. Can't stop me. All right, Utopia. Let's see. I guess we want this on the plains. We have a lot of those. And this could be our only black source there. All right. Well, ideally, we find a land off the top so we don't have to go flower next turn. We can just go stray, but don't know. We'll see. Good. I definitely want the stray over the flower. Also, Generous Stray threatens to block a glow spore nicely. And also, just like that, we have 4 of our colors. I'm going to go with the Cavalier here over... We could even do like Flower, Generous Stray, but I'll give us a chance to find our land naturally and use the Flourish side of that split card. Cavalier you can throw around in combat pretty cavalierly, knowing that if it dies, you still get 4 power and toughness on the battlefield. In fact, even split better for the Flourish. There's that Poisoner I didn't gack from Zach. But there's the Sentry that's gonna make mincemeat of that team anyway. So, could Stray, but I'm gonna go with Sentry on 4 and start mowing down that team. No, I don't even want to give him the Poisoner block on Cavalier. I want to use Sentry to pick off Poisoner and Shaman and then start getting in. Or make him have something for the Sentry. Oh, my back hurts. It's like there's bugs crawling on it or something. All right, well, let's go Generous Stray, and then if that produces a land, great, we get Healer's Hawk and Sentry. If not, we'll just use the Sentry. Pelt Collector. Yeah, we're gonna skip that for now and just hold up Sentry. Although they're largely tapped. I can say it's Zach. It's Zach. He's largely tapped out. I can't remember any single mana. I guess there's the Convoke trick. Yeah, we could Flower. I'm being greedy though. At this point, I want the Flourish, not the Flower. Come on, look at that. We're getting pretty wide here. We really want to Flourish if we can manage it. And I'm going to pick off the Poisoner now, though. Now, if we attacked... Now I like the Cavalier attack, because I don't mind it splitting into 2. These die into creature counters, but... does that matter? I guess it matters a little bit. I'm still going to wait. I don't know. I really don't mind this splitting into 2 with the Flourish coming is the thing, and the Companions. And we still take out one of the future blockers. And if he blocks with the Shaman... we were going to get it with the Sentry anyway. I like it. They have to give up 2 creatures for this. Yes, Zach ends up with a 4/3 after it's over, but a small price to take out 2 of the current creatures and leave us with 2 behind. I mean, you might even just take this. Well, it depended on... yeah, 5/4 is possible. My assumption was he was going to go Shaman Centipede, not Centipede, but I'll take it. This is fine. Probably going to get the Shaman up out of range of easy kill for the Sentry, but that's okay too. We can just kill the other Centipede or, you know... I guess Zach actively wanted the 5/4, the double counter. It does block well on this battlefield. Modal DFCs with all the sets this standard year. No, I didn't see that news. Digitally, I think that's great. Physically... all the DFC stuff starts to get kind of awkward. There you go. That's why Zach wanted the 4 toughness. Let's go... don't have a good Prey Upon here, but we can go Sworn, Hawk, and Collector and get pretty darn wide. Oh, we can't do it all, though. It requires too much mana. We could go Flowering, but again, I really want the Flourish on this board. So I'm going to be greedy on that. We're going to go Sworn Companions and I guess Healer's Hawk, which can at least attack in the air. Pelt Collector can come down if it's actually going to get big that turn. Skyline Scout and Pelt Collector are fine here. Still being greedy on the Flower. Maybe I should give that up, but I don't see the need yet. We can keep getting wide here, and eventually the Flourish is just going to be great. I could even give up a Generous Stray to take out the Bats if we were concerned about that, using the Prey Upon. It would just create food for a Zoni down the road. But I'm not worried about the Bats yet either, so we can just threaten to block with the Hawk even. So I'm going to say no attacks, be patient. Hopefully get so wide that Zach can't stop us in the long game. All the Centipedes, Zach just took every single one of them. All right, Siege Worm is nice because then a Prey Upon does some work. I'm going to leave 1 green mana for that. Although, I wonder if we need to... like, I would offer the Hawk. If they want to trade Hawk... if Zach wants Hawk for Bats, he can have it. So I'm going to start there. Now I'm going to do some sieging. Could have attacked with Scout as well, but... I'm going to use it to... let's see, we go here, 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 and here. And then we can Prey Upon if we want to now, while shields are down. We can even Prey Upon the Death Toucher if we just want to get rid of a Death Toucher. I don't think that's going to matter much, though. Maybe we just wait even on the Prey Upon. Can't take this Centipede out, which is what I'd really like to do. Next, we could wait till we Flourish and then Prey Upon. That seems a long way off with our current mana. So let's just Prey Upon the Flyer. That's what I think I'm going to do. Then it clears the air for future Flyer attacks. Then we can start getting in with a Scout and a Hawk every turn while we build our mana towards the Flourish. Now we are one urban utopia away from creating our Wooburg and getting sentry loops going. Could send the 5/5, but I'm going to wait. We got that flourish. I'm going to get that flourish going, and then we'll be super happy. Find a basic land. I'm just going to flourish, close my eyes, and attack all. Should we weaken our mana with an island or a mountain so that we can find it with our circuitous route and increase our chances of Wooburging our sentry? I'm not sure. Feels like we should just be patient. Yeah, I'm with math. I mean, their sentry is good enough even as just like a 4/4 that pings stuff off for a while. And eventually, if the game goes long, we are going to find our second utopia, which is usually going to be enough. Yeah, the double Cavalier is a good reason not to do that. You're right. What did this come from? Oh, Vigor Spore. Yeah, we're just gonna take 7. That's fine. There's the basic, and as promised, it's a no-look pass, everybody. It's a no-look pass. No, vaults, there's no strategy to it. Some people wait because they like to see the percentage go high, 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 but there's no. I just open them when I have them as soon as I can, because the blinky UI bugs me as much as anything. Dead! All right.
I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
All right, who's next? Good game, Zach. Pac-Man up next. Here we go. That song is Good as Hell by Lizzo in the Hair Toss vid. All right, I like it. We get to keep this and head towards Utopia on 2, Stray on 4, and 3, and maybe we get Sentry for 4 on 4 by then. We'll see. Need to find one of those guild gates to do that. Or another Utopia. Another... What's this with all these Golgari opponents? Well, I got a guild gate, but not the one I was needing for my master plan. Still, I like Utopia on the plains here, given that I think we have more green that we want to use actively, and we have got a couple of extra white sources. Well, we can go basic land, stray, tap land, scout. I'm going to go basic land, stray here, so that we have something we're pretty happy to run in front of the glow spore. But this is weird. Like, Zach, did you just ship your deck to Grim Pac-Man and you two? I thought Zach had literally all of the spinal centipedes in digital existence in that deck, but apparently not. And yeah, I'm going to go with the stray plan. And then, although I guess if I go sentry, well, we don't have any untapped black sources. So now there's no way we can do a 4-power sentry next turn. So given that, I will just go stray. And then next turn we can play Guildgate tapped and 3-power sentry or something. Or something, it turns out. We'll play this instead and go Cavalier. This enables a nice attack from Pac-Man, and clearly Pac-Man going super aggro here. Understandable. Hopefully this Cavalier stabilizes. Or at least hopefully if Pac-Man has removal for the Cavalier, at least it leaves back a couple of bodies that can still block. Pauses for Oppo here, worthy of note. Let's see, 2 green and a black. Instant speed. We did see the Convoke Pump spell, for example. Not that we can play around anything, but worth trying to guess at what might be going on in Pac-Man's hand at instant speed. Snap attack. So definitely trading off here. Question is for what? Let's find out. Maybe not. Or maybe it's something after the fact. Finish it off. Yeah, there you go. Necrotic Wound. I'll take it. Still gives us a 2/2s. Oh no, it's Exile. Oh, very nice. What a weird... I didn't even read to the end of the card and was like, oh well, no big deal. Instead, it's a huge deal. And we can go Guildgate to set up the possible 4. And although we can do Sentry on 3 now, and maybe that's good enough. I mean, we got to survive here. We're at 8. So we could go Sentry on 3. And if we don't, what are we doing? We're going like Skyline Scout looking to block the Centipede. But if we go Chamber Sentry, we're still just looking to block one of these two anyway. So I actually like I like Scout to do that dirty work over the Sentry. I mean, I guess the Sentry could untap and tap and do some damage, but if we're gonna win, this Scout is gonna live to fight to kill the Centipede, and then the Sentry will be a 4/4 to trade with the Lurcher. But Pray Up, this is a sorcery. I mean, if we go Sentry on 3, we're just doing a trade for one of these two, and I don't want to do that. We could go Sentry on 2 here, but that doesn't seem great either. I think we just have to hope this holds up. If Pac-Man can get rid of our Scout, we're in serious trouble. If not, we do have stabilization avenues here. Okay, Utopia, also interesting. But let's see, if we go... We can't risk the Utopia. We would need to be guaranteed of finding a basic land on top that could make the Sentry a 4/4, so that we can make the Sentry a 4/4, and that seems too risky here, as opposed to just playing the Guild Gate and taking the 4/4 we can get right now. So that's fine. In fact, maybe we just Sentry Prey Upon, get that out of the way, and then we should Utopia back the Sentry soon enough after that. Let's manually tap, because we've seen that's necessary. Seeing a pause here, though, makes me less inclined to go for the Prey Upon. That pause from Pac-Man says, hold on Prey Upon. If we die here, I'd rather it not take our Prey Upon as well. There we go. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So we still get Siege Worm, or even Izoni is going to give us 1,000,000 chumps if we're not just dead on the spot. 3 chumps. 3, 1,000,000. It's close. I think we go with Izoni here because then we're not reliant on Siege Worm living to stay alive. Yeah. Chump here, Siege Worm next turn with enough left over to prey upon the Lurcher. And we need a Pelt Collector 2. So let's do that. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 mana in the context of convoking for the worm. So 7, 8, 9, 10. We can leave 2 things untapped and have the worm up for the 3rd thing and still do everything else. So I'm going to do that. We're going to go Utopia on Forest. See what comes of this. Ooh, a Flight. Another thing we could convoke. I'm going to go with Worm, though. So then Worm comes out, and we go... we go... Yeah, I don't want to block with the Collector, and it's not attacking this turn. So Collector... I don't want to block with Izoni. I want to block with those. We leave those up. And then... Boom. 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 Suggestions to leave Izoni activation to find the life and draw a card. I think we just need to assume that they don't have that kind of reach and hope then that this Prey Upon is going to work. Oh no. Okay. The pause made me worried, but the Sundew has an activated ability that could explain all of these pauses. I could have attacked and gotten 1 in, but it doesn't seem worth it. I don't know how they... I guess there's actually haste in Golgari that we need to consider. So now, let's see, if we Sentry, we need 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 3 left over. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We could convoke out the Equinox, bring back the Sentry, and have 2 blockers up. That's interesting. I think I like that. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. And we can still bring this back. All right. No attacks, though. Staying on D. Precarious, 1 life. Trying not to die. Trying not to lose out of nowhere. This is a good sign for us, though. Being able to bring back Sentry and cast it for the full 5. And now we can even start attacking. They've got Indestructible on the Sundew, but let's make Pac-Man use that every turn. We got plenty of chumps. So we're going to do this and this. I could have, but I don't want to. I'm gonna the Pelt Collector can eventually get to a 5/5 off of Sentry Recursion. So let's go white, green, black, blue, red. And we could play the patrol, but we can also just leave up Azoni mana. Is there things that can reach us for 1 point of damage? I just don't know if 1 versus 2 matters is the thing, Herschel, right? I mean, I hear what you're saying, but like, what are we holding, what are we protecting against versus just actually getting another flyer out? Lotlith, is that, but we can't protect against Lotlith. I mean, we're over a couple turns we could. So might as well just do that next turn. We can't protect against Lotlith this turn. Vicious Rumors, man, if Pac-Man is playing Vicious Rumors, I'm gonna salute. I'm playing this. Actually, if Pac-Man is playing Vicious Rumors, I'll actually try and flip my table and get super salty. So I'm sure you all would enjoy that. Couldn't eat 2 bugs. Bugs are black-green to eat, and we had green, you know, white, whatever. So we didn't have 2 activations anyway. If we did, then even then we're still not at Lotlith protection levels. Well, Pac-Man's quite a good player, so I would be surprised if I saw Vicious Rumors from Pac-Man, but who knows what weird things were forced with the bad packs we saw in this draft. Tron asks, for the clips of you fixing your hair for the hair meme, did you do those on planned, or were they clips from streams not planned? They're clips from streams not planned. So the first 3 times we did the Gauntlet and I saved my hair, I just did impromptu kind of hair toss stuff. And then I believe it was Slam Duncan who initially compiled it into 3 sets of full screen, and then I narrowed it down into so it was just a box around me. Well, we're just gonna unload the full chamber on the foragers and keep going here. Although I want to do this carefully. Because I want to leave, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we don't have 10 mana anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna go full 5 then. I want it dead so we can get it back to do it all again. And now, for hastiness, we're going to keep at least 1 insect back. Maybe 2. Keep a couple of insects back. 4, 9, 10. This sets a 2-turn clock even with the insects, so I like this. And I could cast the root, but I like keeping the Azoni mana open as well. Still dead to the troll, but I don't think it would have been correct to play around that this turn. All right.
I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
Doing well so far, gang. Good game, Pac-Man. Now let's see what Cephas can accomplish. I do, yes. I certainly do. Well, because it's like this is the only time, it's a sweet meme, and this is one of the only times it comes up, so I do give myself license to rerun the meme. How's it going, DG? Good to see you. We can keep this. We need another green to get this Conclave Cavalier going, but well, actually, I don't know. Maybe we could ship this. Like, there's nothing going on until 4. It's just that once we get to 4, we're in pretty good shape. I'm gonna risk it. Tribunal to add to our 4s. Come on, deck, give us something to do on 3 besides play a land. Well, if we're gonna get a land, at least it's one that supports our Cavalier, so that's cool. But nothing before 4 of any substance is pretty tough against Boros. Good thing we're on the play, and good thing Cephas didn't find a 1-drop. Interesting. Well, I'm going to go with the Cavalier. If Cephas has something like a Tribunal, that goes poorly for us since they get the attack and we don't get our tokens out of it. So exile-based removal would be rough for us. But the nice thing about the Cavalier is if they have damage-based removal, we still get the 2/2s. Yeah, we would get to Tribunal. We just take a big smack in the meantime. So, not quite exile removal, but does the thing where we take the big smack. Really wish we could get 2 going here. Definitely sending Cav. Nothing to do with that. We could conclave the demotion. But I would rather Wood Shaper here. And I'm actually going to Wood Shaper leaving... well, we have both... let me look at my deck. We have Pelt Collector and Healer's Hawk. So there's equal chance at a 1-drop that we could actually cast here. I guess I'm going to go for pelt collector, but I don't know. Yeah, prey upon, but we can't get prey upon from that. I'll take the Utopia. That's cool. Cephas tanking on how to approach next combat, I assume. Of course, we're going to throw a wood shaper in front of any blade instructor given the opportunity. Next turn, if we find a land off the top, great. We get to Utopia into one of our 4-drops. If we don't, probably just going to Utopia and cross fingers. And then if we miss, we can still convoke out the Tribunal. So just thinking ahead to next turn, that's my plan. Basic land is Utopia 4-drop. No basic land is Utopia Tribunal something. Don't make me start clicking pets. Ouch. That hurt. Need some help or we're going to die. To aggro Boros. Got the basic land. I don't even know if that's enough for us here. Probably need to even do Utopia and Tribunal something. We get Tribunal. We need blockers though. I got a patrol. Never mind. We gotta threaten to block somehow. Trouble is this thing is getting so big that this plus this could be enough. Start with an attack. That's all the Cavalier can do anyway. Could gain some life off the camaraderie, but not enough to matter here. I'm gonna go Utopia on a plains. Prey upon, okay. Really unfortunate. We can't, well, okay, I'm gonna do it this way then. We're gonna prey upon and Tribunal, and then we can at least get rid of 2 things in 1 turn here, which is pretty good. Looks like Cephas might have a response here, but if the Cavalier dies in the response, we get 2 creatures out of it that aren't stopped by demotion. Got to go with the 3/5. It's got trample, and it's just harder to deal with. Instructor does more stuff long term, but good stabilization play for us there for now. Let's see how it goes. Cross fingers again. Okay, okay, okay. Gotta go with patrol here over either of this stuff. Not comfortable that our entire game rests on the patrol surviving 4 cards, but we're gonna try. I don't like our chances. I think we are very much up against it here, but yeah, that's exactly why I don't like our chances, Gadan, more. I think patrol gets removed and we go to 1 here, and then we have more questions to answer. Yeah, I'm not expecting to be dead this turn. I'm just not expecting our patrol to live to block the instructor. And if it is, that's fantastic for us. Or if it successfully trades even. So we're getting a chance to block. Great. Will it trade? I don't know. But we have to do it. No choices there. Cephas flooding out. Just all lands. This does not get us 5, but I like 1. We can do a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These enter tapped, so we can't. I mean, we could do this and do a 3, and maybe that's worth it. Ahead of to support a big camaraderie, well, not big, you know, a camaraderie next turn and sentry on 3. Pretty reasonable here. I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go like this. Get this, and I guess some more forests. Plains, green, white, and sure, red. What do 2 lands do for us? They allow us to cast Camaraderie with enough mana left over that we could do something with the results. And 3 versus 4 doesn't seem that big to me. I guess we're dead though. If he's going, if we're taking that to face, we're dead. Yep.
He's dead, sir.
That man's dead back there. Must be dead. He was worse than dead. His brain is gone.
Almost turned the corner on Boros, but enough reach to pick us off. Good game, Cephas. True Banks. I just want one more win. Get this week taken care of. Get my streak going. Is the cube good? Haven't tried it or anything yet, so don't know. All right, this looks pretty good, although again, we're not in a spot where we have anything to do before 4 as it is, but I can't throw this back with a double Cavalier. I'm going to keep, but True could easily roll us, and we haven't seen that much Boros yet today, so it would not surprise me to see True in an aggro deck here. But I can't throw this back, so I'm going to cross fingers and at least know my hair is safe. Is it Demir? Is this who took my precious Demir? It is. There's the watery grave. Oh, so jelly. Oh, True. It's so beautiful. Should have sent a poet. Shaping up to be an interesting one, though. Demir, not the hastiest color combination, and we've got Camaraderie and Izoni waiting in hand. No, this is what it is. What you see is what you get. This is Guilds of Ravnica draft. Pelt Collector, pretty expensive for a 1/1. 3 mana for a 1/1. Not exactly what we were looking to do on our third turn, but even less so accepting that. Although, you know, we drew out the Vapors ahead of our heavy 1/1 Azoni stuff, and we have, what's that? I forget what it's called. 3 mana make 2 1/1 lifelinkers. Anyway, Vapor's strong here against the Collector as removal, but could have gone a lot worse for us. So really, I just want the well, okay. Say I just want the land, but hopefully this finds us land number 4. It does. All right. Healer's Hawk is interesting. So is the circuitous route here, but I'm just going to get the Cavaliers going. Happy to trade Cavalier off for that Darkblade agent, for example. Don't care if the Surveil happens and we lose the Cav. Yeah, agent is why I love Dimir so much, because its commons were good. Argument for just Tribunal the agent, but we have too much going on here. This is fine. Let's go Cavalier number 2. Continue to stabilize, keep this board stable. Although we're pretty stable here. Trouble is they remove one of these and then the agent can do business. Let's, yeah, we can scout Hawk Tribunal, but I'm thinking I don't even necessarily want to Tribunal the agent. I'm going to let, I'm going to go for the Cavalier answer there. People not in my family having the audacity to use our sidewalks, apparently. All right, 5th land lets us do what all? We're going to go Healer's Hawk and Root, probably. I don't see the need to trade off to attack into this stuff with the go wide we have building here. So let's just do that. Let's go Root and Hawk. Could even do Tribunal if we wanted. I just don't see why we would do that in this case. Having to fight through these Notion Rains. We got some card draw of our own, though. And it's going to be pretty good for us when we fire it off here. Especially if we can wait for Azoni. Go Azoni into Camaraderie. Wow. Chamber Sentry can't be 5 right now, but it can be pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can go Sentry on 4 and Tribunal something. I'm going to start with a Hawk attack, though, see if they want to do anything about that. Yeah, we can send the Cav if they trade. We like what it does for the Azoni play. So yeah, that's fine. I'm in for that. I think we Cav attack, but we go ahead and Azoni here if the getting's good. But no, so in this case, I think I like Sentry Scout. And again, we could even still Tribunal, but what and why? I don't have good answers to what and why, so I'm not going to bother. Dowser could be something to go for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 for convoke purposes. So we can get Siege Worm Tribunal. And then next turn is Bonkers. I like that, I think. Just gonna auto pay, get the Dowser, and let's see. We don't need all of this. We have 2 left over, so I'm gonna probably leave the Hawk around for. Let's go green, 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 and now we got 4. We're gonna go here, 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 and really Sentry, since can't get it back yet, don't have the mana to use it yet, willing to trade this off, so I'm gonna tap this and then actually attack with both. I want both the Cavalier dead, and I want to double my creature count. So this is a pretty no-brainer attack here. Offer. Helps both of these cards for that Cavalier to die. We got to watch out, though. Okay, that's good. I'm actually glad. Watcher's a great card, but I'm happy to see Oppo tap down to just the 1 blue, since we're going to try to resolve some pretty important, expensive spells. And 1 in a blue counter CMC 4+ is a real threat here in that spot. We'll go with this and start here. Try not to deck ourselves. Then prey upon. Worm Watcher. And swing away. Still had all these Azonies. All right, chat, I got you this week. The week is mine.
I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
But I don't think we've had a 5 winner for quite a while. It's been 4-3 every week for several weeks in a row. So let's see if that changes. I've got who is Masopo. Sorry, True. All right, this is good. Hawk on 1, Gate on 2, Stray on 3, Root on 4. So we have a full curve out here, at least of plans. Gate on 2 isn't really technically a curve out, but we have a plan for each turn through 4. New plan for turn 4. Crater Maker, solid. Gonna make him use that on the Hawk, we hope. We're not gonna want to bother on the Stray Cat. they go shields down, we'll take a prey upon killing the Crater Maker before it can kill any of our stuff, but well, I'd trade Hawk for Crater Maker, that's fine. If that's what it comes to. A lot of mana up, a lot of it blue. We could easily get countered here. Let's start with an attack, see how that goes. Maybe want to even try the Circuitous route since it's not vital to us here, although I do want to get the black mana sources. We could also just go Skyline Scout. I think we just do that. I'm going to say if you want to counter something here, it's going to be a Skyline Scout. That's what I'm giving you. Also plays around the counter 4 CMC plus. Listen all y'all. Nice thing about that play too is it frees us up to go Cavalier and Prey Upon next turn if we get the window. And looks like we will. Basso Oppo going for some mill here, and we're going to try and aggro them out before that matters. I love that we do get the shields down Prey Upon of the Crater Maker, though. It means our Healer's Hawk will not suffer that fate. Play this gate, get in best we can. A lot of open mana, and maybe, yeah, as I say, we'll see what's going to happen here. Looks like the old defensive Sonic Assault is good for us, though. We don't have Sentry recovery mana yet, but... And one of our Utopias is gone. So we're going to need some luck to get the Sentry returned. Need our 2 remaining Utopias. Lost our Azoni. Wall of Mist, excellent against the 4/4s. Another, you know, the prevalence of 5 toughness at common in this set is one of the big knocks of the Selesnya situation. You can see why here, right? Hopefully we have enough to get around it still, but... We are in a bit of a race against the bottom of our library now. Wow, it was the cover-up. I was like, well, this is just figuring out one thing or another, blah-de-blah. Nope. I know, right? Masa Oppo. Really, they set themselves up for crushing me by bashing their own deck before this started. The old my deck sucks. Oops, I win. Not that Masa Oppo has won yet. We're going to try and make this our game, and I like this on planes here. Hey, that's good, that's good. I guess if I go for an attack, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We only need one thing untapped to fire off the Equinauts. Let's see. Well, they're going to let us attack. I'll assume the Cavalier is not going to get tapped and can do its thing. I'm a little worried about the open mana for counters, but again, we just got to keep throwing our stuff out and hope it's enough. Cross fingers. I was worried about like a possible tap creature at instant, but if that was the case, we just leave the stray back or whatever, so it was no big deal to feel it out. Good play. Keep feeling like we're going to get there with a lot of power, and then, So only hitting for 2 a turn here. Not great, but, well, we're ahead of decking ourselves, depending on the number of blue spells that get fired off here. Come on, one time. Utopia number 2. Utopia number 2, this is ours. If our Utopia gets milled, then it's not going to happen. Oh, this could be good. This could be good. I like it. Flourish for some action. If we send all here, the Cavalier must be chumped by the wall, and then the Stray gets in for 3, and the Hawk is eaten by the Watcher. If we just send the Cavalier, I think we send it all, because then the wall has to die. They go down to 3. And yeah, we lose our Hawk, but it wasn't going to do anything in the air against the Watcher anyway. And this way gets them a little lower and gives us a 4-4 against their 3-4, potentially setting up a win and getting that life total low too, so that we can actually win off of a Sentry number 2, which is also somewhere in our 10 here. Interesting, they gave up the Flyer, presumably to keep the wall down on the ground against the Cavalier, but then that does make our Hawk still good. But I see that, you know, buys them maybe a couple extra turns with only 1 in the air. Or if they already had the current, that explains it too. They had a plan ready for that. Sworn Companions, going to be decent here, just getting us wide. All right, let me 5 win it. Come on, let's get back to 5 wins. 5 wins? Exploding Planeswalker? Indeed, I got there, gang. All right, I love it. I took Selesny to 5 wins in Guilds of Ravnica. I will take it. More like I took Sentries to 5 wins. Those were pretty good here this match, this event. Good games, Massa. Jinx is like, Ryan deserved a break this week. Appreciate that. It's all been good, though. Hard to complain about life when you spend a lot of your day playing video games on the internet with cool people. Thanks, Jinx. Yep, we have seen the self-correction of draft. I mean, I think it was correct not to get into green until we did. But I think we did it correctly in the sense of try to avoid it. But if the table insists and you're going to get everything late, basically it's like make your green picks late and your good color picks early. Boom, done, right? Good prediction, Gaitsu. I like it. Let's also jump. Oh, that was Rar Smash. Rar Smash and Gaitsu had the 5 win count predicted. Nice. Yeah, only lost to Boros. There you go, Boros. And we almost won. In one Boros match, we just got blown out. Like, we just got completely rolled. But the other one, we were very close to stabilizing. Just got double-brained at the wrong time. Anyway, YouTube friends, thank you. Hopefully you enjoyed a little throwback there. I'm going to watch the numbers on this YouTube video, see what an old school format attracts in terms of viewership at a weird time like this when there's not a whole ton to do that we're excited about. We're looking forward to Zendikar Rising. Maybe we'll take a look at this Tinker's Cube draft, and I'll do that once, so maybe you all don't have to or something. But for now, YouTube friends, thank you so much for hanging out for another great Gauntlet, and thank you to my mods. Thank you to Hat for running this one. Thank you to Mama for drumming up the business, and thanks to my great community for being a part of this event and for being a part of the awesome Discord that has really helped the community grow and helped popularize things like drafting on Heroku app and then bringing it in here to the old arena for friend battles. So great times. Thanks, everybody. See you, YouTube.